One of the most important pieces of legislation around the cryptocurrency industry ever is being pushed through right now in the United States as part of the wider infrastructure package that is going on. In this video, I'll break down what you need to know about this coming bill and what it means for the cryptocurrency industry. We'll also take a quick look at the charts as well, because of course we're going to do that. My name's Lark. Every day I make videos talking about cryptocurrency investing. Well, most days anyway. So if that's something you'd like to learn more about, make sure you're a subscriber to the Lark Davis channel. Gently tap on that thumbs up button for the YouTube algorithm. And of course, click on the notification bell to know when I put out a new video. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at the charts here, see what is cracking right now with Bitcoin. Now this green line here at the top, this represents a very, very important area of resistance. You can see it acting as resistance back here, here, and here. And unfortunately, again, we have not managed to close over that line in a meaningful way. We had one candle close above it, another red candle close above it, and then down, down, down we went. So we failed to have a breakout moment there past that very important line of resistance. We've also now lost the 200-day exponential moving average. That is the light blue line on the chart here. Although we are very, very close on this one. We could easily see that getting retaken in the not so distant future. But right now, I think a lot of eyes are going to be on the 50-day exponential moving average. That is the orange line on the chart here, as well as the 50-day simple moving average, which is the purple line on the chart here. I think these are two very, very key areas for us to be watching, particularly the 50-day simple moving average. I've got some bids in for Bitcoin just above that in case we do get further retracements in the price over the coming few days, but hopefully we don't get those, the market coming back down that far. I think it would be good to have more optimism coming into the market. People were feeling really good a few days ago as the prices were pumping. It's much, much nicer when that's happening versus when the price is plummeting, of course. So let's see if we can hold at the 50-day exponential moving average. Of course, the exponential moving average reacts more to recent price action compared to the simple moving average, which is why I quite like the simple moving averages, because they feel more of a steady line for me. But we'll see how that all plays out. We did lose this here. Failed really to convincingly close above that previous line of resistance. Lost the 200-day exponential moving average. So let's see what plays out over the next few days coming here for Bitcoin. Now, one other thing I wanted to share with you is this chart right here. So this is the realized cap hodl waves. So let's go ahead and have a quick look here. Zoom in on that a little bit. So you can see this here. We had our bull market distribution. This was 2016, 2017. You can see how this chart works. Bear market coming down, capitulation moment, reaccumulation pre-bull phase, bull market behavior again here. And then what we had was, of course, this bear phase come in and a capitulation, or at least a potential capitulation event, which happened around the $29,000 mark for Bitcoin. Then, of course, we can see a strong spike coming back up here with investors getting interested in Bitcoin again under $30,000. A lot of investors piling in there. So we had definitely a moment here that looked like it was a really, really great time to buy Bitcoin for a long-term hodl. Further reinforces basically my general theory about this being a mid-cycle bear trend, right? So just like in 2019, we had a mid-cycle bull trend within the wider bear market. I think what we're seeing here in 2021 has been this bearish trend within a wider bull market. So very interesting to see another chart kind of upholding that theory. And of course, if that was indeed the capitulation event, then buying around $30,000 will prove to have been a very good time to buy Bitcoin. By the way, if you want to earn some passive income on your Bitcoin, maybe on your Ethereum, maybe on your stablecoins, maybe on something else. They have a lot of different altcoins over here at Celsius that you can earn interest on. You got to check them out. Great lending service. 6.2% on your Bitcoin, 5.35% on your Ethereum, and 8.8% on your stable coins. Use the link down below in the description to start your account, and you'll get a $40 Bitcoin bonus. Now, before we get into the big bill news, I just wanted to have a quick mention of this as well. This is more regulatory news out of the United States. SEC Chairman Gary Gensler has said that he agrees with his predecessor, Jay Clayton, that every ICO is a security. Very, very interesting stance. Now that has some pretty big implications because this guy is going to be in charge of the SEC for the foreseeable future, the next few years, right? So if his opinion is that every ICO is a security, what that means is that US-based exchanges might already have securities listed on their exchanges, which would obviously mean that some of these coins are going to end up being delisted. Now, the SEC, they've already made it clear, Bitcoin is not a security, Ethereum is not a security. But a lot of these other coins that are being listed on Coinbase and on Kraken and stuff, these could qualify as securities. And these exchanges are not registered securities exchanges, which would mean they potentially have to delist some assets. It's craziness. It really is. Obviously, we'll see what plays out. We'll see how the enforcement actually goes. Are they going to go after the exchanges? Or are they just going to go after individual tokens? Will it matter if the token raised money overseas or if they took money from US investors? And in which case, then they'll go after them. On and on and on. There's a lot of different variables that can come into play here. But the SEC, they're making very clear they're coming after crypto. He said crypto is a wild west right now. And I guess Gary wants to be the new sheriff in town, and he's going to come in and try to clean house a little bit, protecting investors. And look, there's been an ungodly amount of scammy stuff going on in crypto over the last year. So a bit of a cleanup, not a bad thing, right? One of the big things that we keep saying, we need more regulatory clarity from all the big investors are saying that we'd put more money in the crypto space, but it's difficult because of not enough regulatory clarity. I don't know if the SEC is necessarily going to bring that, but they're certainly going to be bringing enforcement in. So we'll see how this all plays out. I'll obviously keep you updated as we learn more about this. This is a developing story, but one with very big potential implications for the entire cryptocurrency industry. Because you got to remember, the United States might only be 5% of the world's population, but they make up like 25 to 30% of the global market for cryptocurrency investing. It's very, very significant. So we want to keep US investors on board with lots of options for things that they can get. Now let's talk about the big bill, the big crypto bill. So this new crypto bill in the USA, it's the most comprehensive one yet to come in. Now this is actually being put into the infrastructure bill, which drives me crazy. Why, just every time you get one of these massive bills coming out in the USA, they just throw a bunch of random stuff in there. It's an infrastructure bill that also contains a whole bunch of other stuff, just stuff that has nothing to do with infrastructure at all. There's, I saw somebody breaking it down, and there's stuff like promoting more women in the trucking industry. Oh, great. Let's get more women in the trucking industry, but that has nothing to do with infrastructure, really. I mean, I guess you could argue that you need more truck drivers, but just why? And I saw something about weed eradication. How is that infrastructure? I don't know. They just throw stuff into these bills. And well, here's one of these situations where they have thrown something into the bill, and that something is the most comprehensive cryptocurrency bill ever put forward in the United States. And it's worrying because the person who has put it forward is basically somebody with no prior public stance on Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. They know very, very little about the industry. And so the theory is that Janet Yellen, her treasury, is behind this surprise crypto bill that's being smashed into this infrastructure bill, which has bipartisan support and is likely going to pass. So now the question becomes, how is this going to affect the crypto industry? What is actually in this bill? And should we be worried? Politician Janet Yellen, come on. I guess she's still mad about that guy who trolled her with the buy Bitcoin sign behind her back in the day. Now she's coming after the crypto industry. Come on, Janet. Come on. What are you doing? Now, this is a great tweet thread here from EFF, the Electronic Frontier Foundation, Defenders of Civil Liberties. Here is what is in the bill. And we're going to get into this more in a moment, but the bill is not finalized yet. This is, there's senators who are trying to get things fixed, who are trying to make sure that the U.S. doesn't shoot itself in the foot, but here's what the initial bill included. Number one, it will require new surveillance of everyday users of cryptocurrency. So it takes monitoring to the next level. It could also force software creators and others who do not custody cryptocurrency for their users to implement cumbersome surveillance systems on top of offering services in the United States. Basically, making it really hard for America to adopt cryptocurrencies. This legislation is the exact wrong legislation at the exact, I guess, right time for them, because we are seeing big cryptocurrency adoption. We are seeing a big uptick in users and an interest and an ownership of these different assets. So, of course, U.S. regulators need to step in and say, no, we cannot have that happening. It will also create honeypots of private information about cryptocurrency users. So this will essentially be creating a database of who owns what assets linked up with all your information. So, and you know that's going to get hacked. That always gets hacked. And then the hackers get this information. They know, oh, great, Bob down the street, he's got 15 Bitcoin. Let's go over there with a wrench and do a $5 wrench attack on this guy. Get his Bitcoin. That's not good. But there's a lot of money in the crypto space, and creating these kind of centralized databases of who has what and where they live and who they are, terrible idea. Number 4, it will create more legal complexity to developing blockchain projects or verifying transactions in the United States, likely leading to more innovation moving overseas. Which it's a very funny one, because China just made a massive mistake by basically destroying the cryptocurrency industry domestically. They kicked all their miners out, or most of their miners out. They're cracking down on the trading of cryptocurrency assets. They're basically moving themselves back in time. It was a massive opportunity for the United States to step up and say, hey, actually, we like innovation, we like new technology, and we want to be the center of that happening. So give us your miners, give us your developers, give us your business. We're going to take all of it. And here this bill comes basically saying, actually, maybe we changed our minds on, welcoming in one of the fastest growing and most exciting industries in the world right now. You can go to France. Come on, America. Come on. Number 5, it is impossible for miners and developers to comply with these new reporting requirements. So basically, the requirements would try to make everybody into a broker. If you're staking, you have to be a broker. If you're mining, you have to be a broker. It's just ridiculous. The reporting requirements would effectively kill the usefulness of cryptocurrencies and make it basically onerous regulations on top of the industry that would just hurt the industry. Nothing good would come of this. And number 6, it creates uncertainty about the ability to conduct cryptocurrency transactions directly with others via open source code, for example, through smart contracts and decentralized exchanges, essentially killing the peer-to-peer nature of cryptocurrencies. Alice can no longer send Bob $10 worth of Bitcoin unless she has a broker's license. Alice cannot go and swap her Ethereum for some dog meme coins on Uniswap anymore. The implications of the initial reading of this bill Bad news bears. Nothing really awesome here. But here's the good news. It's not all bad news. It's not all bad news. This was the first draft of the bill. We do have people out there who are trying to right this situation. There are senators who are trying to make sure that the U.S. doesn't pull a China, shoot itself in the foot, and basically crush this nascent, fast-growing, and high-potential industry. It would be like them coming in and saying back in the 90s, well, nobody can build a website on the internet unless they come to the, get a broadcasting license first. That's kind of what they're trying to do here with crypto right now. But we do have senators who are trying to make sure that this doesn't happen. Ron Wyden, he said Republican provision in the bipartisan infrastructure framework isn't close to being that solution. It's an attempt to apply brick and mortar rules to the internet and fails to understand how the technology works. 100% right. 100% right. And then this is what regulators have been getting wrong with crypto for the last few years. They keep trying to apply these banking rules to an entire new asset class, to an entire new way of doing finance, and it's just not working. Senator Pat Toomey, he said the bipartisan infrastructure package includes a hastily designed tax reporting regime for cryptocurrency. Simply put, the text is unworkable. He says he plans to offer an amendment to fix it, so that is great. Senator Cynthia Lummis, big Bitcoin bull, this lady, she's on the Senate Banking Committee. She said this is a very complicated space and it's easy to get wrong, and this is why we need a real committee's process to consider these issues instead of secret drafting. She said we're working on making it better, and this is exactly what's happened. It's one of those just sneaky, underhanded things. The Treasury Secretary obviously drafted all this stuff up, handed it over to this dupe, who then put it into the infrastructure bill. Has no business being in this infrastructure bill. It's scandalous that it is in there. Cynthia is absolutely right. We need to have a real committee process to go through these very complicated issues in order to not destroy the industry in the United States. Another from Cynthia Lummis here. She said, more to come, but we're proud of the work we've been able to do with Ron Wyden to responsibly address digital assets in the infrastructure bill. Staying tuned for our amendment. So we're looking forward to their amendment. The fight is far from over. We've seen a massive mobilization of people in the industry leaders, exchanges, lobbying groups, hitting the pavement, hitting the phone calls. And look, if you are in the USA, call your local politician. Tell them about what you think about this coming bill. Tell them that you want to see a better approach being taken, because the pressure that has been put on already is what's got some of these senators to come out and say, yeah, actually, you're right. We're taking a look at it, and it's not going to work the way that it's being proposed right now, and we're going to make those changes. I'll update you guys tomorrow or on Friday whenever we get the new amendment out about what the wording of that's going to be. But it's ongoing right now. It's a pretty big situation for the cryptocurrency industry. Now, you don't need to panic or freak out. The industry always adapts. Even if the worst part of the bill comes through, we're still going to be fine. Bitcoin's going to keep on Bitcoining. But I think that we're going to have this good push from these senators that an amendment will be made here that will actually make this bill hopefully something that is practical enough that it will not hurt the cryptocurrency industry in the USA. It would be such a bad time for it to happen. Anyway, I'll keep you guys updated on the situation. Your question for today: do you think that the senators are going to succeed in getting a positive amendment put through that is not going to kill the cryptocurrency industry in the USA? Or is the Treasury Secretary and her dupe going to win the day and put through this onerous cryptocurrency policy smashed into this infrastructure bill? Let me know down below in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching today's video, and peace out till next time.